so happy. I'm so happy you agreed to record this because I had people asking about the class and it just didn't fit in with their schedule. And this way they can listen to it later. So thank you so much for that. And we're calling it a refresh because I think we're going to have some people jumping on the call that may have never even used L2L.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping they're not bashful. People will just speak up and, ask a question and just, Vince is the person. He's here. He knows everything.
Well, it's funny. I was just mentioning Google, like we're so new with our Google software that I don't know all the answers, but I do know how you turn it on and what you should do. But I'm training on it, but like everything that can go sideways, I don't know all the answers. But we'll figure it out, and I know we're gonna have some great success out of that. But let's get started. Thanks for having me, Patty, and thanks for joining me. And if you're watching this as recording, thanks for investing a little bit of time here. Our system, let's see. Joe sent me a link to one of his pages. Our system, you've had access to for years, and you probably didn't know that. You may have logged in and it might have seemed overwhelming and all this and that. But I can tell you that we have 10 to 20 people signing up every day across the country, and they are using this to get a lot of business, a lot of leads. They are marketing their homes automatically. They are they're using our automated social media tools, and we keep expanding those tools. So about every month or two, we're adding something new. Joe, this looks great, by the way. We keep adding technology to the system. And so it's good to have a class like this to kind of see what's new, but also to make sure that you're using just some of the core stuff if you intend to stay in real estate, right? I mean, I know there in half of every office, there's a bunch of people who are not, but if you are intent on having your business grow, there's really not a more powerful platform than listings to leads. So let's all get into your account and let's talk about some of those things. And before, when we log in, you may not even know what we do. So I kind of got to give you a high level of this system. It can help you if you have listings.
Sorry, my earbuds were a little, I think my earbuds were a little delayed.
And it can help you if you don't have listings. All right. And if you want buyers or if you want seller leads, it can help you. If you have listings, we have all these automated tools. We can get things out on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We give you tools to go door knocking with. If you have a CRM with a bunch of leads in it, we give you tools to copy and paste. And when we talk about print stuff, I definitely recommend that you are using our tools because there are a lot of great companies out there. You guys have a great brand up there. And most real estate companies have figured out how to get their branding straight, right? How to get your colors straight so everybody kind of looks the same and your logo, you can do that. And that's cool, but very few companies have figured out how to capture leads with branding. And that's exactly what we do. We got all your branding in here. Anything you're doing in print, anything you're doing in social media, and anything you're doing online, we've got solutions that are going to capture leads. So at a high level, before we dive into the details here, there's a couple of sections that I want everybody to be thinking about. Listings, and we'll go through these sections, but this is where the listing automation happens. Ads, and here we can run ads on Facebook, Instagram, and Google. Social, we'll dive into this. This is sort of a set and forget area of new content. And then landing pages, right? And then landing pages are definitely important. I think they're going to be really important when we start talking about Google, but I'm going to just show you, Joe sent me one of his. This is a home valuation landing page for West Lynn. And so he has created this in his own account, which I think is awesome. Yeah. And so the question is, how do you get people to it, right? And we have a number of ways. We have old ways and we have new ways. So we're going to talk about how to do that, right? So you can create custom landing pages, and you actually should for every one of your markets, right? you probably each are building your business in 4 or 5 neighborhoods or towns. If you're really serious about farming those areas, this is something that you should have, because when you create this page, it's a resource that you can use. So let's kind of let's just start on landing pages. I really like that thing that Joe, thank you for sending that to me. That was really cool. Let's just show you how you create a landing page. There's a landing page section. You each have this section, and there'll be this walkthrough. We don't need this because I'm going to walk you through it right now. You get these 3 landing pages: free home values, down payment assistance, and new construction. For me, this page here becomes a default all over the place. I would always click edit. And when you edit, it's going to tell you upload image. Like if that neighborhood right there doesn't look like all the neighborhoods that you're out there creating business in, the first thing I would do is get a picture that looks like your area and change your default home valuation picture, right? That's like the simplest thing. But let's talk about how you just create something custom. And that's kind of, I think, what Joe did. There's a button up here that says create landing page. Once you do that, you can click here on what type. Property Valuation Plus is the #1, home valuation landing page. And you should each, if you have 1 farm market, you should have 1 Property Valuation Plus page. If you have 5 farm markets, you should have 5 separate pages. Okay. If you're working in a development, if you're working in a golf course community, even if you're doing like, I don't know, horse properties, and you want to talk about that, you can really customize these things. Now you can also see, you can create iBuyers and FSBO landing pages and landing pages for expireds, and you can do your own custom stuff, even empty nesters landing pages that'll offer free home value. But we're just going to do the simple one. And we're just going to kind of do what Joe was doing, right? West Lynn. And you type it in correctly, you put in the right caps, and you click create a landing page. And once you do that, we drop you right on the editor, right? And so from here, I can just tell you this: do not go with generic, specifically because you're in the Pacific Northwest, and I can't, you guys have been clients for many years, but we've been around for 13 years. And long before you were clients, I signed Windermere with 250 offices in the Western 10 states. And so we really got to see how lead gen worked in the country. And what I realized is that folks in the Pacific Northwest do not respond well to online lead capture. And so it's a harder market. Like they're just like closed off kind of people. They don't click things and give you information super easy, right? That's just the culture up there. But that's the reason why I'm telling you that is when you are presenting somebody with anything, and you're going to ask them for their address and contact information, it should be local. It should have a very local feel and not a generic national scam campaign kind of feel, right? Like this doesn't mean like my area at all. And so the first thing we drop you on is upload an image, right? And that's simple. Have it be 1800 or 2000 pixels wide. Joe showed us that he put a video there. So if I click video and snap in a YouTube link right here, it's going to just replace the whole back end, right? And that's a good way to start. There are other custom things you can do, but my point is create the landing page, put a photo back there to make it easy. I just think it's a lot easier just to get a photo. Up here, it says advanced options on the top. And there is, when you go there, I really recommend after you create that landing page that you download this print marketing. There are 3 different versions. I'm just going to download one, and it's going to look generic because we didn't take the time to download a photo. But this is a letter speaking to the market, right? And you're going to have to grab the stats, but it says, here's the home sales report. It's always dated for the prior month. So today we're in February, so it's talking about January. Now, before you download it, you can edit this, but you don't need to do a whole lot. You could just say, hey, you know what, 20 homes sold in West Lynn last month, and the median is here, and that's 200 for the year, and boom, that's it. that affected your home value. So now if somebody clicks this link, if they take this piece of paper into their house to their own computer and clicks this link, they don't click the link, they have to type it in, they're going to be here. And at this point, they can give you their address and they can give you, you know, their email to get an instant home value. And that's the point of how these pages work. But how you get people to that page is really the big, it's a differentiator in the quality of your leads. Okay. And let me explain this to you. Now, oh, I don't think you have ads connected. Yeah, you don't have ads connected. So let me jump out of this. I'm going to jump into a different account real quick where we have ads. So what I was trying to explain there is create your landing pages, because this is if you want listings. Okay. So landing pages, especially for home value, are a requirement if you want more listings. And so I'm in another account here, but they have their ad stuff turned on. So I'm going to show you. So if we go to ads here, the way that our clients have been using those landing pages is they've been going to our ad section and running ads on Facebook. Now, I don't know if you have run ads on Facebook, but I've been talking to agents every day for 13 years now. And I can just tell you ballpark, about half the agents in the country have run an ad on Facebook. Doesn't mean they've all been successful. They just know you can do it and they tried it and it was successful or not. But in this account, they have their ads connected, Facebook ad. So they can run a landing page ad. So you can kind of imagine that we created a landing page. This one here is for Raleigh in, I think, North Carolina. And we click create an ad. And from here, when we're running an ad for a landing page for home values, we put in a $50 ad and it's 1 week long. Okay. And you would have to type in the name of the town. So if our page in your account would say West Lynn, and we would type in West Lynn over here, but just to keep things kind of consistent, this page says Raleigh, it says Raleigh there, $50 a day, publish. Okay. Now, the thing is, for Facebook, this is how Facebook kind of works, right? We kind of know this, but I just want to be a little bit basic here so we're all on the same page. This here in the center of Facebook is called the news feed. And people scroll through this 40 minutes a day in the United States every day. They're on their smartphones, they're in meetings like this, they are driving their car and looking at what's going on Facebook with their friends and family. That's an amazing number, that 40 minutes a day by all American adults. And that's why running an ad can be kind of successful, because you're there, you're targeting the people in your local community, and they're looking at what their friends are eating and when their grandkids are doing, and bam, you're saying, hey, you know what, let me help you downsize your home, right? Whatever value prop you're putting is showing up right there on Facebook, and then Facebook gives you their name, email, and phone number. That's why it's awesome, right? However, there are some pitfalls for running this particular kind of ad because you can't really target much. And so targeting on Facebook has become very weak. And what that means is when you run a home valuation ad for a property, or I'm sorry, when you're running a home valuation ad, your lead quality is really not very good. It's just not very good. And I actually go into the details of that, but we don't have time for that today. And the problem is, like, this is West Lynn, and Joe, West Lynn, it's like a neighborhood, right? It's a part of, I want to say Portland or Vancouver. And you cannot, in the old days, 5 years ago, you could target literally homeowners in that zip code, in that town, and you cannot do that anymore. So now when you're running this ad, it's not very effective. I am going to point out, I should have mentioned earlier, I'm going to send this to everybody right now. This is our YouTube channel. So we actually do 2 live training classes every week, and we have new tools about every month. So it's always good to get on those classes. And I'm going to send a link to this to you right now, because I'm not going to be able to go into details of everything that I'm discussing. But I am going to point out a couple things. So this is our YouTube channel. There's a video page, and there are two things going on. My partner Scott is doing an 8-part series on total real estate advertising and how you should be doing it, whether you're using our tools or not. This is just, if you're going to be in real estate and you want to be marketing and being a real business, you should be watching these 8 classes. Now, I focus on some basics, get started, which I did 1 day ago. And if you're really trying to get involved with our system and understand it, get started is really a good place to go, because I'm going to talk about some of the highlights, but I'm not going to go into detail of how to turn everything on. If you have been in the business for a while and you know that you want more listings, I recommend that you watch this class, which says top tools for more listings in 2023. I go in depth on Google, on landing pages, Facebook, and it's a much more in depth. And then the last class I do is Facebook and Google ads. Okay, so these 3 I rotate through, and I recommend you catch 1 or 2 versions of each of those, because once you know what to do with our system and you start consistently using it, you're going to capture leads and your business is going to grow. So you now all have a link to this. Otherwise, you can find it on YouTube. Every class that we do is always up here, right? So and so the point why I'm pointing that out to you is on that page, if you go back 6 months ago, and that's a long time ago, but I'm going to just for anybody that's really serious about listings. 6 months ago, I started talking about a way to do custom ads and how to target right here, 6 best ways to get listings from Facebook and the new strategy to get high quality listings from Facebook ads. There's a couple hoops basically that you got to jump through to make an ad like this work. And otherwise, if you're doing this, you're just likely going to get a little bit of branding, but it's not going to capture high quality leads. So those 2 classes that I did 6 months ago are definitely going to help you make this work on Facebook. Okay. So
that the lot is actually legal.
So that's kind of the nature of one of the things you could do with Facebook ads, right? You can also create ads for your listings. And, had we been talking this time last year, I don't know how many realtors would tell me they don't want to talk to buyers. But now with interest rates moving up, homes don't sell in 4 days, they sell in 2 or 3 months. So if you want buyers, here's the easiest way to capture buyers. Is you go to create a Facebook ad and you create a listing ad on any property that is for sale. Of course, you can do it coming soon if your market allows that, if your MLS allows that. And then you click create an ad, and we write the ad, and it's pre-written over here on the right. All you have to do is click publish. And that's how easy it is to write an ad on Facebook and get leads with name, email, and phone number. I'm going to show you something here because a lot of people, I think they're still on the fence with Facebook. But I'm just going to point out, this is a team account that I set up in the East Coast for North and South Carolina. And just to give you an example of the kind of things that can happen, we launched this in the day before Halloween, so the end of October, and it is now the very beginning of February. So this is about 100 days old. And you can see that they have run 156 ads just on this one page here. They've run 156 ads in 100 days. I can tell here that they put $100 to $150 on each ad. They've generated 5,000 buyer leads, almost 5,200. Another important thing is they have over 1 million impressions on their business pages in North and South Carolina. Now, they have spent $14,000 because they did 150 plus ads, right? That's a big budget, but I do want to point out for realtors, if you're new in the space, right? If you're a new realtor, how do you compete? How do people know that you are even a realtor? Only your friends and family really, right? So how can you get your brand out there? Well, you create a business page, and you put up maybe a few $100s a month on Facebook, and you're going to end up with thousands of people recognizing that you're a realtor. That's what the impressions are about. Of course, you're going to get leads with name, email, and phone number, and then you can sort of, work those. But they are, they're online Facebook leads. They don't all close and turn into contracts in 48 hours. You have to work on them, and that's the nature of it, right? So we got here to show you the ads, but also to show you that when you create a landing page, you want to drive people to it, and Facebook can be a solution for that. I'm going to show you one more kind of ad that you can create here, and it is a PDF guide ad. We have 80 PDF guides. If you go look at these, you'll notice that 40 are for buyers, home buyers, and 40 are for home sellers. If you download any of these, you will see that your branding is on it, and that you, the realtor, are on every page of every one of these reports. So if your focus was to get more listings, you could choose something like this, like 5 Dangers of Overpricing, and click Create an Ad, and do a lead ad. Lead ads mean that we're going to get name, email, and phone number pre-populated by Facebook profiles, so people aren't even typing in their info, it's just pre-populated. And in this case, you would type in, the town where you want it to show up, right? And you can expand the radius if you want. And you could leave that budget there, $50, and that's a week-long ad. And just click publish. When people see this ad, they can click on it. It's going to pop up a little page with their name, email, and phone number already pre-populated, and they can click yes and download this immediately. And like I said, you're branded on every page. So these are really helpful in getting either buyer or seller leads, right? Facebook can be great for that. Now, I do want to point out, just if we focus on how we're going to get seller leads, if we run ads on properties that are sold or under contract, these are the cheapest leads to get. So if I run an ad on a sold property, leads tend to cost between $6 and $7 each. So if we're running a $50 ad for 7 days and the leads are costing $6, well, you're probably going to get about 9 leads, right? When you run a PDF guide ad, those leads, these prices are set by Facebook, not by us. These leads are often $10 each, sometimes 9, sometimes 11, but there are 80 PDF guides. If you use one of the 40 for sellers, you can expect a higher cost per lead, right? Same $50 ad, but now divided by 10, you're going to get 5 leads. Now these landing page ads, and we had started by talking about Joe's super cool page here. Facebook knows this ad the most because agents have been running ads on what is your home worth for many years. So they charge the most for those leads. They often charge $12 to $15 per lead. So if Joe's using that landing page and as a $50 ad, he's going to get only like 3 or 4 leads. I do want to point out how to get the cheapest home value leads. You take a property that is not sold. And I don't know, Patty, can you run ads on properties that are under contract or pending or things like that? That's like an MLS rule. You're muted. Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
It's an MLS rule, but the whole thing is, I don't think your seller would be happy if they saw ads on their pending property with you. I mean,
I understand. Yeah.
I don't know that you would do that. I don't know if anyone else wants to chime in, but that doesn't seem like something we would do.
I understand. I'm just going to, and you guys can discuss that. I'm just going to point out to you the reality of this kind of ad. If you are running an ad on a home that is pending or things like that, and you can change the text if you want, it's what really all it's saying is that's going to affect your home value. And click here to get your free home value. And these leads are the cheapest seller leads you're going to get from Facebook. We have seen these leads cost $2.38 and $2.50. So now, if you're spending $50 and Facebook is charging you $2.50, you're going to have 20 leads. In contrast to using a super fancy landing page like Joe created and getting 3 leads for the same $50. I'm just pointing that out. You don't have to do that, but that's how Facebook charges per lead, right? And as an example, we do not set the price on your price per lead. When you're looking at your ads, we show them to you here, and this data is coming from Facebook. So here we can see 1,800, nearly 1,900 people saw the ad, and the cost per lead was $1.87. Here, nearly 1,500 people saw the ad, but the price per lead is $2.85, right? And $6.52 over here. I don't know how Facebook does this, like how they set that price. It could be the competition that day. I don't understand it. That's why I'm giving you a range of prices, right? And so when we're thinking of Facebook and how to do that, you have some idea now of what that's about. Now, one thing that we just added is software from Google. And that means this is actually a very important thing here. If I create a landing page ad here, I can use the same landing page that I created for Facebook and drive people here. And here's the thing that I want everybody to understand. I've explained why Facebook can be so awesome, because people spend 40 minutes a day scrolling through this, right? Seeing everything that's super fun and cool, right? But people don't go here for their questions. They go to this page. 86% of all people in the world go to this page. This is the #1 website on the internet, okay? Google. And they are asking right now, today, one of the trending searches, it's a big trending search is how do I sell my home, right? And so that says two things to me. Meaning, like, this is a trending search because I can research and tell you like what are the top searches on Google, and these words are the top searches on Google. So it's telling me that one, people want to sell their home, and two, they don't know a realtor, right? Because if they knew a realtor, they'd be talking to that realtor about selling their home, right? But this is a top trending search, and you see right here, there's all these ads. These are not my ads. These are not our clients. These are just people running ads in my market where I live. I ran this search. You have other people, probably your competitors, running ads with these keywords on Google every day. So how do you do that, right? Well, you go right over here. You do have to have a Google account, and you say, I want to create a landing page ad, or maybe I want to run a PDF guide ad. I want to have one of those 40 PDF guides that are already branded on every page to me. Either way, you can say, I want to focus here, and maybe you're thinking, what's here? 5 dangers of divorce in real estate, right? Create an ad. And I'm going to kind of show you something a little bit about keywords. This is going to get a little bit techie, but I'm going to make it simple for you first, okay? Simple way to do this is type in your favorite area, and you can click here to view the link. You don't need to do this, but this is what's going to happen. We're going to drive them right here. They got to give you their information, and then they can download the report. That's what we're doing with Google, right? And you see how this ad looks up here. This is the preview, and that is corresponding to these, right? So these are the ads right there. That's what they look like. And we're showing you that's what your ad's going to look like. And it's going to be in Portland. I recommend that you change this budget to $20. And I recommend that you change this date from 1 month to 1 week. So your max spend is going to be $140. This is new software for us, okay? And that means that we don't have a lot of data points and experience. I can't tell you like, hey, this is what leads are costing and this and that. I think we're still learning through it, but we know we have to be here. And we know that our clients need to be here. And that's why we've taken so much time to put this software in. So you're going to run a $20 ad. You could do it on a home valuation landing page like Joe's over here, or you could do it on any of the 40 PDF guides for homeowners. And that would be one of the smartest plays to get more listings. Like, this is where people go when they have questions. And just a little detail here. You don't need to do this, but I'm going to just show you so you understand how it works. You know how when I typed over here, how do I sell my home? That was the keywords. And that's how you set up your ad. Well, we set it up automatically for you. If you click on advanced options, you're going to see all the keywords, right, that we're putting in. So they're on all kinds of things, right? One thing that I would do, and I don't know why my guys do it, but we do so many things. So what I have our team doing is reviewing all keyword searches on a quarterly basis and updating these so that you don't actually need to know what's happening on Google. We're doing it. But if this was me, just so you understand a little bit of what's going on, if somebody is thinking of divorce, they might be thinking of it the first time. And I hate to be morbid here, but just so you understand how this whole thing works. The search that maybe they're thinking of is a divorce attorney, because if you're thinking about it, that might be it. And so if they run that kind of thing and the word is divorce attorney, it has nothing to do with real estate, but your ad could show up because you know what? You might want to be thinking of your real estate. That's a big investment, right? And so you've got a resource to talk about that. And that's just a little bit about how keywords work and stuff like that. For you, I think in any business, it doesn't matter if you're selling cars or eyelashes or cupcakes or real estate, you need to have a Google strategy. We have just made it incredibly easy to take management. Now, I've been talking about our Google stuff for months because we've been pushing it and getting it up online and working with tech to get it live. And so in all the discussions that I'm having, because I'm doing live trainings all the time, and I ask people, how many of you have run an ad on Google? I would say 1 out of 20 agents have run an ad on Google. If I ask how many of you have run an ad on Facebook, it's like 1 out of 2 or 3. A lot of agents have run an ad on Facebook. They haven't all captured leads. It hasn't always been successful, but that's just ballpark some numbers. So right here, 4 weeks ago on our YouTube channel, it says how to create a Google account and run an ad. Most of you don't have Google accounts. I will show you something, because there has been some, Google's a business. They're getting to realtors. And you see this here on my page, it says Lita on the right. That is a restaurant in my local market. And a lot of realtors have business pages like this that somebody sold to them. And that means they have a Google presence. But what I want to point out is if you have this, you have the ability to run an ad. Okay. And that's the first part. You need to have a Google account to do that. And that's what this class here talks about, how to create a Google account. It's not too difficult, but it's worth watching and then just setting it up. When I did that call, I just did it on the fly. I had no experience. I just was clicking around live with our clients, watching me fumble around. So it's not that difficult. You can do it, but it might help you to watch that video first and get it set up. I do have to let you know that the Google software is not a free part. Everything that I've shown you is all part of your system, right? It comes with it. For agents, they can sign up. It's $30 a month just to use the software. If you watch this video, you will see how to run an ad inside Google, and it's not pretty. And then you can compare it to just 2 clicks in our system, and it might make sense to you why it's worth the $30. Patty, if you decide we want it for the office, and we have a super discounted model for that, but we can talk about that later. But I do want everybody to be fully aware of that.
I never, and this is new information for me.
Yeah.
Good information though. Thank you.
So some other new stuff here. And let me ask everybody, is we've just talked about Facebook and Google ads. Any questions about what we talked about here? We're going to dive into some other stuff. Okay. So there's a tab over here that's social. And let me ask if you can put in the chat panel or just unmute yourself. Does anybody here focus on Instagram or TikTok? Are you using that as part of your business? And when we come here, it's going to ask you to connect your social media accounts, right? That's like the first thing. So I'm going to jump out of this account because this guy has not done that. and we'll take you over to another account. And here's the thing that I want to get to, and the whole point of showing this to you. In our new social page, we have free social media content, okay? And this is like real estate related stuff, but not like super boring, like here's where mortgage rates are going and stuff like this. It's just so that if you have social media accounts, you want to put content that looks good, it's colorful, it looks like you are taken care of and you haven't abandoned your social media platforms. So go here to social, and the first thing it's going to ask you to do is connect your account. So let's give it a second for it to do its thing here. This page, for some reason, is really slow in loading, but be patient. We add new content all the time. So here, you don't have to go look for new content and things to put in your social media. We're doing it automatically. So we're giving you this message that we have new content. Go ahead and just accept it so that we're doing it. So we're on the new social tab on the left. And the first thing it's telling is, would you like us to use the new content? And if you see that, just say yes. Are you guys seeing everything okay? I'm getting a message that maybe things are running slow.
Yeah, it's the new social content updates and it's
Just
spinning.
taking forever. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Thanks, Joe.
It's spinning over here on my computer too. So I have a separate window open and I'm following your steps, and
okay.
It does take a while.
I think this does take a while. We actually have been talking to my tech team about it because it's touching so many things. You'll see here in a moment. Basically, on this page, the first thing it does is tells you to connect to your social media accounts. The second thing that it does is say, what days would you like us to post? It could be every day of the week. It could be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then it's going to say, what topics do you want, right? And the topics are, well, there's 58 topics. Now, this particular agent has used all of the topics. And if you click the eyeball, you're going to see that we have dozens of articles with awesome photography on all kinds of, in-home, outdoor living, maintenance. You could click in here if you want to just check out what we're doing. You could see what they are. But honestly, for me, this is a set and forget kind of thing, right? This is not something that you want to look at everything we have written. It's something that you turn on and you connect to your social media and tell us what days you want us to print, and that's it. So this is an idea of the kind of work that we're putting out there, right? Just makes your social media look like you're paying attention to it. That's it, right? This is a free part of the service. I recommend every agent turn this on. And we certainly have feedback from our clients saying, hey, we're getting like conversations. The people who follow our stuff are seeing what you're putting here and they want to chat about it, right? Whatever it is, it might be like kitchen design topics. And really that's, I think, the value of social media is you're gaining new friends and you're talking to them about real estate. So I asked earlier if anybody here is on Twitter and TikTok, or I'm sorry, Instagram and TikTok. And there's something here that I think is really important. It is called link in bio, and it's already part of your account. Just turn it on, and that's weird. Weird. Anyway, this looks like a strange page because it's mobile optimized. TikTok and Instagram are phone-based apps, right? And the great thing about those platforms is it's really easy to get followers. You can build a network, and every time you're showing stuff about real estate on these platforms, you should say, hey, see my link in my bio. And we create this link, so this is for you particularly, like that's dedicated to you. And all your listings will be in this account. So from Instagram or from TikTok, they can show up on a page like this, and I guarantee you there's lead capture on this page too. Right. So if you've been on Instagram, you might recognize that there's just not a lot there for lead capture. And the whole point of us with everything that we do is we want to make sure we got ways to capture leads for you. So that's weird that this is showing me another account. But anyway, that should be your link with your listings. When I click on view link, it's showing me the Keller Williams one, but this is actually a guy from a Hawaiian account. You can even turn this on down here, which would have your Calendly, meeting agenda. So if you want to like have that link in your TikTok or in your Instagram profile and have the ability to put your Calendly link right there to just book an appointment, that's great too. The thing about Instagram and TikTok is they don't make it very easy to capture leads. This is just a free way to capture leads by always, if you're doing something that's real estate related, say, hey, check out the link in my profile. All your listings will be there. All the PDF guides that you want showing will be there, and all your favorite landing pages are there. So that is under the new social tab here. Okay. So we've talked about ads. We've talked about social. Let's go back up into listings and make sure that we're focused, that we understand the basics, right? When your listing hits, you should have your profile set so that we're auto posting to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram, and YouTube. We do this for all of our clients, right? We do this automatically. But if you've not logged in and gone to your profile down here and turned on social media auto posting, we're not doing it for you, okay? And you go here to your profile, here's auto posting, you connect all your social media accounts. You go over here, you click this button so that we put this content over here. And this is what we're doing, is we're dynamically pulling the listing and pulling information from that listing. So you don't have to write anything. You just need to go to the profile and turn out everything on that social media auto posting. That particular thing is covered on this class one day ago, which is Get Started. And I recommend that all of you, if you have not unlocked the tools here, that you start with that class. Okay, that was one day ago on our YouTube channel. So when we click to market listing, there is the first thing we drop you on. Well, the first thing we drop you on is actually we call it an active overview, which means this property is active and you can download a checklist. And this might be, sorry, I'm clicking around. This might be helpful to you. It might be helpful to you as sort of a reminder, because this checklist is basically, let me just show it to you. It's a copy of that list right there. It's telling you like, hey, do all these things. So let's look at it here. And this is what, it's kind of like a working checklist that is straight up this in a different view. So you can look at the paper maybe as a reminder, but really what you need to do is click here and say, hey, I want to run an ad on Facebook and Instagram, right? And if you have your account connected, all you got to do is create an ad. Click that button. And that's going to create the ad on Facebook, and you're going to get leads with name, email, and phone number. There is no platform to make this easier. There's no way to make this easier unless there's just somebody doing the work for you. But if you don't mind clicking a button, it's done. And you're going to get leads with name, email, and phone number. We do have Google ads here, but honestly, ignore this. I don't know why it's there. Yes, you can run an ad on Google. It doesn't make any sense to me. I think our team just put it there. And I think running ads on Google is great if you're trying to get listings, right? If that's, use our PDF guides, create landing pages. But if you're trying to get buyers for your property, don't be running Google ads. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. Social media posts makes a lot of sense. This is the social media auto posting I just showed you on your profile. And once you set it up, we email you, we tell you, hey, we did it. And right here, you can just click on this button and it'll actually take you to the automated post, right? So this guy, he's in Hawaii. He doesn't want to do this himself. So he just sets the open house and bam, we run it out. And this is what an automated post looks like. He doesn't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything. You just got to connect it and turn on your social media accounts. If you click on this post, it's going to drive them to a page that we created for you. And this page, as you can probably imagine, captures leads. Once they click continue with Facebook, we're going to get their name and email. We're going to deliver it to the agent. And then we're going to drop them on a single property website that has all the information on the home. So the agent has what they want, and you have contact information. You know what they're looking at, right? So social media auto posting is just a really smart play. It's also a smart play just to tell your homeowners, right? People who you're listing a property for, hey, I put your home on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, on LinkedIn. You don't have to tell them that Listings to Leads is doing it for you. You just say, that's what I do. It's part of my service. Right here is seller social media. I definitely recommend you use this. It is meant, you get it as instructions. It's meant for you to give to your homeowner and tell your homeowner to put that out on their social media. These leads, you don't get a lot of leads this way. You're not getting 20 or 50 leads like you would on a Facebook ad. You might get 1 or 2 per listing, but they're coming from the friends and family of your clients on Facebook. They're the only ones who see this. And so it's a really high quality lead for you. This home is for sale. You should do it when it's for sale, just listed, open house. And when you sell that home, it's basically a pre-written testimony with your name, email, and phone number in front of all your clients. The last thing I want to show you here, or what we definitely don't want to forget, is this, which is the nearby homeowner letter. This is the #1 tool for getting listings. Yeah, it's the #1 tool for getting listing leads that turn into listing contracts. So let me just show you what it is, and we'll talk about what that last statement was. This says, hey, I've got a home for sale. Simplest way is to download this and print out 200 copies and go door knock this in a neighborhood, right? If you have a home for sale in a big condo unit, yeah, you need to get this in the mailbox, right? Hey, this is for sale. So check it out here. You know now that that's going to capture buyer leads. And when that home is sold, that's going to affect your home value. So who is going to type in that web address? Only people who own a home that you have given that piece of paper to. Now, you can do it in condo units and you can do it in golf course places, but most of our clients just door knock it in the neighborhood of if they've got an open house. And we also have this here, right? So if you've heard my calls before, and Express Copy is the one partner that we have found who you can download this letter, you can send it to them and say, I want you to send this to 100 or 200 homes. I want them to be in this zip code, and I want them to have 5 or 10 years equity. You decide. That makes this letter incredibly powerful. And to convey that, I want to show you our mastermind group. Now, I don't know if you're in the mastermind group, but you should be in it. And I think, Patty, you guys are pretty good about getting people in there. But I'm actually going to give you guys a link right now. I think. Invite with a link. Copy link. Yeah, I'm going to put this in the chat. So if you're not in our mastermind group, click on this link. It will be live for 48 hours. And you all have this now. And just join the group. It's a private group, so you can't actually see this group unless you're in it. And there are 3 names that I would recommend that you go search in this group. I'm going to show you one in just a minute. Chris Winstead, Dustin Fox, and Alicia Pless. These 3 people have been using this tool I'm talking about right now, the Nearby Homeowner Letter, with great success. And probably the thing about these guys is they do it consistently, right? They don't do it one time and forget about it. Because there are a lot of agents who are in our mastermind group that do that. We see that. They go, oh, I did that and I got 5 leads, and we never hear from them again. Whereas this guy here says, hey, I got 5 listings in 3 months. And that was 2 summers ago. The beginning of last year, he started his own company. And the first thing he does is he says, hey, here's how I customize listings to leads tools to get more listings. So he's using us to recruit new people because we're very effective at helping realtors make money. Now, the key to this guy and the difference from this and half of our clients is he actually uses the tools, right? But I want to point something out here just so we can see it, if I can get to it. The names that I just gave you of Dustin Fox, of this guy here, Chris Winstead, and Alicia Pless, they're in our mastermind group time and time again, talking about, like, these are all the results I'm getting, right? Let's see here. I can't find what I'm looking for. But let me just tell you, it's somewhere. Oh, wait. Oh, here it is. This is how he got 5 listings in 3 months. It's right here. He says, I send out letters every other week to neighbors who own their homes for 5 years or more. Okay. He bought that list from a company called Remind. And you can do that. You can do that across the country. He goes, once they opt in on the property valuation page, I hit them up every week with phone calls, bomb messages, letters via mail, and letters left at the door. Why would he bother these people every week? Because he knows that there are very few people who are taking this piece of paper into their house and typing in that web address and giving them their contact information. It's only those people. And he knows, because he bought that list from Remind, that it's only people that have 5 years equity. He sends this out every 2 weeks to that same database. And when he was doing this, he didn't have his own clients. He had just moved to Texas. When he put this in our group, he had just moved from out of state with his wife and kids, because his wife lives in San Antonio, and they bought a house in a nice neighborhood. And he's like, I want to be the guy in this neighborhood. So that's what he did. He borrowed listings from his colleagues in his office and would mail that letter out every 2 weeks. This works time and time again all over the country. Okay. So I definitely recommend you use it. It's called the Nearby Homeowner Letter. It's next to every one of your listings. We also create single property websites and virtual tours. I would share those whenever you can. We have a great open house marketing toolkit. There's QR codes, there's mobile, there's online sign-in pages. Everything captures leads. And the one thing I want to make sure you, are all using is come to the listings page, and you should do this as soon as you can. And go to, let me log out and show you, because we actually, each of you have a listing presentation designed by us, right? And so you're branded again on every page, and it's got your colors, it's got your logo. So when you log in, you can all go to your own listings page, and you should do this kind of immediately, because it's going to help you if you're in a listing presentation, but it's also going to, right here at the top, it says create listing presentation. It's also going to help you just know everything that you have access to, right? And you'll go like, oh my God, these guys are doing all this for my listing. And if you don't see it happening, well, now you know I need to go get it turned on or whatever, right? So I would recommend everybody downloads this so that you just have it as a resource for you. Our clients talk about it a lot because it's 27 pages long. It's everything that we're doing. It's not talking about us. It's just talking about all of the marketing that you are doing to sell their home. And frankly, it's really tough to compete against this. There's not going to be any of your competitors. I know I don't have any offices in Portland. I can't, maybe I do. I know I have other agents, but if you're not using our platform, there is no way that you can compete against this. Now, I know you guys bring your own value and your knowledge and experience to the table, but this is talking about the technology that we're providing for you for your listings.
Okay, Vince.
Yeah.
Is there a way, if you work with this listing presentation, the agent does, can we add or remove pages to this?
I don't know.
Possible?
You know what? I don't know. I'm going to ask. I mean, this is a PDF guide, and I don't know. To me, from my understanding, you can't edit PDFs.
Actually, I know how to remove. I actually think I know how to do that. I think I have to use my PDF editor, but I think it's
okay.
possible.
Yeah, and I know that exists. I just have not used that in years, right?
Okay.
But that would be, that's the simplest ways. Yeah, you can remove pages, kind of thing, right?
Because if I think to myself, well, I don't do maybe some of these things, that I should be doing, but I really don't. I don't want to misrepresent myself. I mean, just as an example.
I totally get that. Totally
yeah.
get that.
Okay.
Right. But this is something that you should have. I do still think you should have at your on your desk, kind of thing.
Vince?
Yes.
Sorry, I don't even know if I'm on my phone. This is Patrick Krause. I couldn't get to my laptop fast enough, and I didn't want to miss this, so I'm in my car
No problem.
huddled in a parking lot listening
Oh,
to you
God.
on my phone. But it cut out a little bit. I'm really interested in. Would you walk us through real quickly again? How do I get to that what you just showed, the
Oh, yes.
27-page thing for showing sellers what we're doing for their house and all that?
Everybody can log in and go to the listings page. It's on the left-hand navigation bar.
Got it.
And on the top of that page, there's a green button that says add listing, and there's one that says listing presentation.
Got it. Thank you.
Along this, just as a little more on this particular topic, a lot of our clients will manually, if you're actually in a listing presentation, they will add a manual listing. They'll go take a picture with their smartphone of the home. And there's an extra step here because I'm logged in as your office. But you can actually say, yeah, I want to create a listing, grab an active listing. Where is it? New listing. Yeah. So it's slightly different as I was logged in as an agent. If I was logged in as an agent, just put this here and put it as the status as listing presentation. That way we're not doing all the auto publishing and stuff. We're just making all the tools so that you can take your laptop and go, hey, here's my landing pages, here are my flyers, here's everything I'm doing, and here's that listing presentation that I was talking about. Right. So it's real tough to compete against that. So we talked a lot, Patrick, about ways to capture listing leads. This is how you close them.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's kind of my story for today. I think I've talked about a lot of things, I'm sure. Yeah, you can add. Yeah, so Acrobat Pro, Patty, Charles is saying that will help you delete. Oh, and then Joe says Tiny Wow will help you as well. So any questions about what we have happening here?
I think that's great, Vince. I think any more would make our heads explode.
Yeah.
But we know what it can do, the capacity it has. Your recommendations on the first half a dozen things we should do immediately.
Yeah.
I have the link to the YouTube mastermind page, and then that link to the mastermind page on Facebook. Is that an invitation link? Because I'm already joined, but I clicked the link. If I save that link, is that an invitation to that group?
It is. So I gave it to everybody here. You can share it with your team. It only lasts for 2 days.
Okay.
And that's what Facebook says. I really think it lasts 1 day, but okay. Patty can always email me too, and I'll give you another one if we need to get people in. Yeah.
Great. I'll just direct them there and they could click their own sign up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Vince, I just wanted to thank you again for taking the time. You've always been so gracious with your time with us over the years, and meeting Joe and I at the seminars that we go to across the country and stuff. It's just you guys have really grown the company into something that is really utilitarian, and I like that. It's not just concepts. I mean, the thing I like about Listings to Leads is, we could all go and in the next couple hours implement this stuff right away. It's not just theory.
Yeah. No, we have so many people getting results, and it's just because they're using the tools. And I will say this, results are not exactly equal across the country. And I know I was one time, as I was mentioning this letter here, it is literally our top tool. But then I had this client from Palm Springs call me, and he's like, Vince, I've been mailing this thing out all the time and I'm not getting anywhere. And I had to apologize, but it's like it was just an intense competitive market, and it wasn't really working out for him. Is it still our top tool for getting listing leads that turn into listing contracts? It definitely is. Our clients continually tell us this. So a little bit is trial and error, but what I want to make sure is that you find, a half dozen or maybe a dozen tools that you feel like, yeah, I want to use these in my business, and you will fill that. It'll help you from a marketing standpoint, from a branding standpoint, or just a lead capture standpoint.
Love it.
Yeah. So thanks, everybody. I am recording this. I will have it up on YouTube, and I'll get that to you hopefully later today, Patty.
Great.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Vince.
Thank
Yeah,
you, Vince.
Awesome.
You are welcome. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I
Thanks.
can figure out how to close this.